Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is Maya in a Minute. In this video, we're going to talk about creating a Playblast in Maya. Before we do that, if you're using Windows, if you try to do Playblast using AVI, it's going to be a very large file, and we don't want that. So we want to download Xvid for Windows. If you are using a Mac for Maya, then you will need to use H.264, which is already loaded, so you should be able to find that codec. So if you're using a Mac, you're going to be using H.264. And if you're using Windows, you definitely want to use Xvid for a codec that will bring your file sizes down from gigabytes to megabytes. So let's go ahead and download Xvid. Click on Xvid for Windows. You'll download it. The executable will be placed in your downloads file. So I can go ahead and minimize this and go to my folder and find downloads. And in downloads you'll see Xvid. Just double click on it and load it up. I've already got it on my computer, so I'm not going to do that, but you just double click on it and load it up. Once it loads, you can go ahead and go into Maya and start Maya. Alright, I've already got Maya started, so once you start up, you can click on your animation that you want to Playblast. You'll probably want to get rid of any cameras or anything else in here that you don't want to see. So I would go to Show. In my viewport, I'm going to take off NURBS curves, and I'm going to go ahead and take off, I probably just take everything off and then add stuff back. So I can go to none, but we want to show just the polygons. Let's go ahead and show polygons, subdivision surfaces, NURBS surfaces. There we go. And I think that looks good. So anything I need to see, I will go ahead and go to viewport show. And of course you want to bring everything back, you can go to all again. So once you get that set up, you may want to show your scene time code. So I'm going to go ahead and go to display, go to heads up display and go to scene time code. And that will now show my scene time code in the corner. We also want to make sure we use our resolution gate mask. If you don't have that on, you won't be able to see what's going on with your viewport Playblast. And the last thing we want to do is go to render settings, and we want to set up our comments tab. And we want to set that up to the highest resolution we can get our hands on. If you want to do something really quick, I want to go ahead and do HD 1080. And that is it. So you want to play your animation, make sure your animation is exactly what you want it to be. Okay, now it's playing too fast, so I'm going to go ahead and go in there. It shouldn't matter with Playblast, but I'm going to go ahead and set my playback speed in time slider to be 24 frames per second times 1. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I've got my scene set up. Let's go ahead and go back to the very beginning, and I'm going to go from frame 1 to all the way to frame 330. That's what I have set up right now for my animation. Alright, so you're going to right click over it, go to Playblast, go into the option box. We want to look for Xvid. So let's click on Xvid. So AVI. And of course, if you are using Macintosh, you're going to use a movie file, and you're going to use H.264 for encoding. I'm going to go ahead into quality to be 100. I'm going to go to scale to 1. Frame padding, since I'm at 300, we can be set to 3. We want to save the file and scroll down a little bit, and we want to go into what we want to call that movie file. So I'm going to go to Browse. I'm going to go to the desktop. I'm going to save it to my desktop. That's the easiest place to save it to. If you want to save it somewhere else, feel free to do that. You can go to my computer and select anything. You can go into your hard drive if you want to, whatever you want to do. But right now I'm just going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to call this whatever, Spaceship Landing. Of course, it's the Prometheus, so let's just do Spaceship Landing. And we're going to do 01. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to go Control C, and I'm going to go to Save. And we got the movie file. Okay, we know where we're going to place it. It's the spaceship one. It's going to be on the desktop. You can see that. Everything looks good. I've got everything set up here. I've got AVI. If you have a Macintosh, again, you're going to use MOV. And if you use a Macintosh, you're going to go to codec encoding H.264. All right, we're using Windows, so we got AVI, and we're going to do encoding of XFID. All right, go ahead and click on Playblast. When it's done, it'll go ahead and give you your final Playblast. All right, fantastic. This is the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.